Hello YouTube, happy Christmas! I'm Peter and welcome back to my kitchen. So yes, I made a gluten-free Christmas cake quite a wee while back and I've been meaning to get this decorating video up. I actually only did it today and it's a bit late, the 23rd of December, but you know, it's out before Christmas. So this is my instructional video on how to fondant ice a Christmas cake. To start off with, you want to take your Christmas cake, trim off any excess from the top. Just try and make it as flat and level as possible. From this, then you're going to take your Christmas cake, turn it upside down and put it onto a cake board. Boiled and sieved apricot jam to stick this down onto the cake board. At this point then, you're going to use the boiled and sieved apricot jam to brush all over the cake. This is going to make a sticky layer for you to put the icing on top of. Now, once you've got a really nice even layer of apricot jam around the outside of the cake, you can take some marzipan. I made a 9-inch cake and that means that you need about 900 grams of marzipan. Depending on the size of your Christmas cake, you may need to change the amount of marzipan or fondant icing that you need. With the marzipan, you're going to need to knead it for a few minutes to start off with. Just try and make it nice and pliable and soft. This will mean it won't crack at all when you're using it. Once it's nice and pliable and soft, you've kneaded it enough, then we can start to roll it out. I've used a mixture of 50-50 corn flour and icing sugar just to throw down onto the bench and stop the rolling pin from sticking. With the corn flour and icing sugar mixture, just roll out your marzipan until it's a circle about 15 inches in diameter. Cut off any excess sort of straggly bits from the marzipan and then roll it back up onto your rolling pin. This is going to make it really easy to roll onto the cake and give you a really nice clean finish. Once the marzipan's been rolled up, you can take your cake back and unroll the marzipan from the rolling pin back onto the cake. It's really that simple. Try and make sure that it's even all the way around and that you've got a bit of overhang at every point of the cake. From there, you can just smooth it out on top, unfurl any pleats of the marzipan, and with your hand push it down the side of the cake, making sure it's flush and you've got no air pockets in there. Work round the cake with your hands, pulling out the pleats, pushing the marzipan down the side, making sure that it's really nice and tightly wrapped around the cake. Once it's all looking lovely and you've got no air pockets or bubbles, just take a knife and run around the edge of the cake to trim off any excess marzipan. You've always got to work with excess marzipan and icing to make sure that you have a really, really lovely cake. Once you've done this, it's really simple. On to the next stage. You basically repeat the process that you did with the marzipan, but this time with some fondant icing. Also, since the marzipan has been put on, you have slightly more cake to cover with the icing, so you're probably going to need about 1 kilo of fondant icing. Knead this really well. You probably may need to knead it a bit more than the marzipan itself, because we need this to be really smooth and shiny to go on top of the cake. This is what you're going to see from the outside. After about 5 minutes of kneading or so, that's the point where you can once again use corn flour and icing sugar to stop it from sticking and roll it out into slightly more than a 15-inch diameter circle. Once again, we're going to roll it back onto the rolling pin and then it's ready to be put onto the cake. To make sure that the fondant icing sticks to the marzipan, we're going to brush on a little bit of alcohol. Whatever you used in the cake is fine. I used brandy in the cake, so I'm brushing on top of the marzipan a thin layer of brandy. This makes it tacky, allows the fondant icing to stick. So once the alcohol has been put on, then you simply need to roll back the fondant icing over the cake. Repeat the same process that you did for the marzipan, and you'll have a beautiful looking cake at the end. To make sure the fondant is really smooth and shiny, I used the fondant smoother to go all the way around the cake. Just rub it on to make it sure it's nice and level, flat, and adheres to the cake. At this point, you just want to trim off the excess fondant again, and there you have it. That is a completely covered marzipan and fondant ice Christmas cake. It really is very simple to do. To decorate it, because I'm doing this on the 23rd of December and I don't have long to go, I just did some orange peel, I put on some rosemary, cranberries and cinnamon sticks to give it a really nice natural Christmassy feel. I think it looked really good, but obviously just pick whatever decoration you want to do. I did a penguin with some presents one year, some marzipan fruits on, anything like that, and you can make it really easily and give a really great design to the cake. So I hope that this has been a useful video and that you've enjoyed watching it. If you did, make sure that you like it down below, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for some more videos like this. I've got a Christmas playlist up on my channel, so make sure you go through and binge all of those episodes before the big day itself. Sorry for getting this out so late, but it'll be a good video to watch next year if you need to ice a cake and forgotten how to do it. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. I hope that you all have a very, very happy Christmas, and I'll see you soon. Bye.